Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Can you hear me? You can thumb up if you can hear me properly. Okay, thank you. Let's start our plenary today. So just a moment, I'll switch on the screen. So thank you. Okay. So let's get started. Let me introduce myself. I'm Kim Xeniya Sergeyevna, an English teacher of school number 132. And today I will be talking about online teaching strategies. Yes. So let's get started. I think that you will enjoy this plenary and you will take part in it very actively. Okay. So today, just a moment. Okay, the COVID-19 has resulted in schools shut all across the world. Yes, so globally, over 1.2 billion children are out of the classroom today. So, and as a result, education has changed dramatically with a distinctive rise of e-learning, whereby teaching is undertaken remotely and on digital platform. So nowadays, online learning or distance learning is going to remain an important element of teaching and education in a post-COVID-19 world. Yes, you see that we have faced with big problems and challenges for us in education and in learning process, so we need to adapt and we need to figure out the problems which we face every day. The method of teaching, however, brings with it significant challenges and to the student-teacher relationships and teacher practices, yes, and many aspects of learning that is easily executed in a physical classroom, yeah, with face-to-face interaction, do not translate to online learning. So now we teachers are trying to adjust the instruction rapidly, and many are doing remote learning for the first time. Yes, it is new for us. For many of us. Okay, can you switch off the microphone? Thank you. So for many of us, it is new, yes, and we need to figure out and we need to learn ourselves in order to teach our students online. So the difference between online and classroom instruction go beyond medium alone. How teachers deliver information, interact with the students, yes, and assess learning is much different now in a virtual learning environment. So now we need plenty of information. Yes, we need different kind of resources. We have different kind of resources. We have different tools to use at our lessons. Yes, but first of all, we need to think and ask ourselves, how do we actually do online teaching? What should we know? What strategies should we develop and implement in our online teaching process? Yes. So now I want you to think of these two questions, and maybe now we are online or more than a year. Yes, we have faced with online learning from the previous year, yeah, from the March of previous year. So please think of these two questions and try to answer. What do you think are the most effective teaching strategies, online teaching strategies can you name? And what are online teaching strategies do you use in your teaching practice? Okay. So you can open a chat and I will send you a link for one tool, and it is interactive board, padlet.com, and I want you to type your answers in this online Padlet board, please. Can you switch off your microphones? Thank you. So one more time, what are the most effective online teaching strategies do you know? And what online teaching strategies do you use in your teaching practice. So you can tap the link and you can type your answers here using this online interactive board, padlet.com. Please, you're welcome. Okay, try to tap the link and type your answer here. I just have sent you the link to the chat. Okay. Know the technology. Here are some answers here. So you can do and you can dwell this tool at your online lessons while synchronous. Yes. Parts of the lesson, elements of critical thinking. Thank you for your answers. You may continue type and we can see later. Thank you for your participation. So yes, of course, we need to think of these strategies, yes, and we need to know how to organize our online teaching process, yes, because we know that it is really different from that we have had during our physical classroom lesson, yeah. So now let's continue. Okay. So today I would like to tell you about online teaching strategies, which I consider very important in distance learning. Yes, and first strategy which I found most important is choosing online teaching platform. I think it is the main tool of online learning, yes, and you need to choose it very properly. So what you need to think of when you choose your online platform? So first, it should be accessible. What does it mean? It should be easy to use for students and parents at home, yes? The next one, equitable. So it has printable activities for students without reliable internet or device access. For example, when we started distance learning, some of our students, they didn't have a good internet connection to participate and to join synchronous lessons at Zoom or any other online video conference lessons. Yeah, so that was very big problem, but we could figure it out, and we every lesson nowadays, every lesson we are preparing a plan of students' independent work. Yes, and if a student can't join online session, he or she can open this plan of students' independent work, and it is very structured. It has a lesson objective. It has all resources. The information is structured. All the links, all the activities, worksheets, exercises are given here in a plan of students' independent work, and they can just print it and they just open it via WhatsApp or any other messages, and they can do they can get knowledge and they can practice it. So the next point is communicative. So our online teaching platform should be communicative so that students can talk directly to you as well as their peers. So that this might be via a live chat or discussion board, as you just have seen padlet.com. And of course, the next point, it should be monitorable so that you can stay informed of students' progress, yes, and activity. For example, nowadays we use online Mictia platform. I think it is really convenient, and it has got a wide range of functions, and one of them is interactive lessons, where you can use lessons from Bilimland, or even you can construct your own instruction, own interactive lessons and activity for these lessons, yes, and you may create these tasks, and program online Mictia platform can check it for you. So you will have the results of your work, and it really helps you. It really helps teachers. It saves time. Yes. So it is one, I think, of the most important points when you are choosing online teaching platform. And of course, it should be sustainable, because your online teaching platform needs to be a realistic long-term solution that doesn't burn you out with undue amounts of time and effort. So for us, nowadays it is really difficult, yes, and it is very challenging to prepare for online lessons, to conduct online lessons, yes, and such online teaching platforms, they can help us to simplify this process, to make it more convenient. So now I want to ask you, what online teaching platforms do you use in your teaching practice? You may open our Zoom chat now, and you can just type what online platforms or what other online tools do you use in your teaching practice. Okay, please, you're welcome. Okay, ebooks, quizzes, Quizlet, Kahoot, Wise&Me. Okay, that's right. Good. So there are a lot of different kinds of online platforms, online tools, which you can use to engage your student, to make the process of online learning very interesting and useful. Yeah. So you can see here we have in Kazakhstan, we have our Kazakhstani online teaching platform, online Mictia, which is widely used nowadays, and it is really convenient. Yes, Kundilik is one of the main, yes, platform. Then Google Classroom. Many of us use Google Classroom, Edmodo, any messengers, WhatsApp, Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and etc. So you can see that there are many different kinds of online teaching platforms which you can use. So, and you need to think that you just don't need to find a single online teaching tools that does it all. So sometimes it is impossible to find everything in one. So you can use a combination of them in sync, yes? So for a synchronous part of a lesson, you can use Zoom, Skype, or any other platforms, yes? For example, for the asynchronous part of a lesson, you can use the other platforms. But you just make sure that your students know how to use your chosen tools. So you need to teach your students how to use these online tools as well. So thank you for your participation. And yes, British Council Learning, I see here in chat, Plickers and many others. Thank you for sharing your ideas. So let's continue. And I think that the second strategy for online teaching is also really important. So parent-teacher partnership for online teaching. Yes, and I suppose that it is vital, because cooperation of parents and teachers today is really helpful for our students. Yes, because parents now play a vital role in online teaching. They can be the motivators, they can be monitors and aid for your students while you are on the other side of the screen. So sometimes it is impossible for us to see our students' eyes, our students' faces. We sometimes don't understand and don't see whether they comprehend this information or not, whether they are concentrated, whether they are listening to us or not. And at this moment, parents are very helpful, yes? And so that can be very difficult for them as well, but we need to work in a collaboration to help our children to acquire and get deeper knowledge which they can use in their adult life. So how can we organize this parent-teacher partnership? So first, I think we need to actively involve parents into online class. Yes, we need to let them know what to expect from the online teaching process, yes, period of teaching process, and tell them how they can help. We can give a parent support package. In this, you can include an overview of what content will be covered during the online teaching period, a list of clear strategies or some tips that parents can use to support learning at home. Yes, because it is also new for them, for parents and for children. So we need to take it into consideration. So login details and access information for any online teaching tool being used, because for example, if it is primary school, sometimes it's really hard to use different tools, iTools, because some children, they just don't know how to switch it on, yes, and how to join this tool, how to complete the task in that tool. So in this way, parents can help. So, and of course, keep them updated on their child's progress. So if they can see their child's progress, yes, their activity at the lessons while doing formative assessment tasks and so on and so forth, they can be also more motivated to help us and to help their children as well. So I think that working with the cooperation with parents is also one of the most important online teaching strategies nowadays. So the next interesting strategy, online strategy, I think that it is engaging online teaching content across multiple modes. Yeah, so we need to deliver. To find the best way to deliver your content and get our students to understand, yes, the information, to acquire knowledge. And sometimes it is really hard to make students think, to make students speak, to make students participate during the lesson. So we need to create something really interesting, something really engaging that can switch on our students' attention and wish to learn. So what should we do? Yes, we need to as for example, it can be synchronous part of the lesson and asynchronous part of the lesson. Yes, we can diversify our online teaching strategies to include a mix of text, sound, and imagery. Yes, and when, for example, it is a synchronous part of a lesson, or we conduct such kind of lessons via Zoom or via Skype, yes, or any other video conference tools. Yes, we have scheduled live sessions, and at this lesson, so they can participate very actively. They can ask questions, teachers can answer, teacher can see and organize very effective learning process, I think. So at this period of time, students like in a physical classroom, yes, and some activities which we use and which we get used to implement in our physical classroom lessons, yes, we can interpret, yes, and we can transfer to synchronous part of a lesson. We can also set activities with gamified online learning tools, as you have just mentioned, yes, Kahoot, Quizlet, and many other different interesting iTools, which are really interesting for children, they take part in these competitions, or they do some tests very actively. Yes, and they are really motivated to do that. So as for asynchronous part of a lesson, you can engage your students to make up video lessons. Yes, for example, last year we developed digital video resources, like digital video lessons for our students. We developed these lessons according to updated curriculum, according to the subject program midterm plan. These video lessons have a structure, yes, and children can watch these lectures, can watch these videos, and they are able to watch it back as many times as they need. So if, for example, they don't understand from the first time, they can just stop it, and they can just rewatch it again. Yes, and it is really good, I think. So the next point of engaging online teaching content is, I think, start a blog, because assign groups or individuals to post blogs on different aspects of the topic it's a great strategy for going into depth. Yes, and although some teachers and students said that synchronous discussion were more engaging, yes, because they resemble a traditional classroom, many educators found that asynchronous discussions were more equitable because they opened up participation for students with low bandwidth, who had schedule limitation, or who were uncomfortable engaging with the full class. Yes, because sometimes we have shy students, yes, who are very shy to talk, to speak, who are afraid of making mistakes, maybe of poor internet connection. Their Zoom session just have problems, and they have bad sound, and so on and so forth. And at this period of time, asynchronous part of lesson, when, for example, you can give them a task to start a blog and to discuss something in a blog, or on a board, an interactive blog. Yes, it is really good. Or you even can create your YouTube channel. You can upload your videos, maybe some presentations or students' works, and it can be of wide use. So the next point, the next strategy for online teaching, I think that we need to structure our online teaching to create a sense of routine. So our students should know exactly what and where to access to the plan of students' independence work, resources, activities, and assignments. So yes, they need to know where they can find all of this material. So you need to create a sense of routine. So student content creation. On the previous plenary, Gulnar Kubovna has told us about active learning methods. Yes, and she said that it is really important to make students participate at the activities themselves, to create something new. And while this process, they can acquire deeper knowledge, and they can use this knowledge in their lives. So I think that nowadays social media becomes a part of everyday lives. Yes, and kids are joining social media platform as a progressively younger age, and becoming more comfortable with consuming and creating online content. Yes, and that is why we need to use this, and maybe we can assign some tasks that require students to create digital content as a means of communicating what they learned. So, and for them, it is really interesting. They are really motivated when, for example, when I give them as an assignment to do a project, yes, or to present something creating digital content. They are very motivated, and almost every student do the tasks. Yes. And what can we do? For example, we can use PowerPoint presentation on a children's chosen topic, or we can ask them to create a 2-minute video or postcard explaining a concept book or article in their own way. Yes, and assigned as a collaborative task, students can learn to work together while still being able to express themselves individually. So you can develop different kinds of assignments like group work, pair work, individual work, and so they participate at this type of activities are very high. So what about you? Do you use such kind of activities to engage your students, like the creation, to create digital content of your students? So, and what do you use? Can you type, please, in our chat? Mhm. Okay, yes. We can use different kind of presentations, and students, especially students of 9th, 10th, 11th grade, they do it easily. They make up genius presentations with the modern design, yes, and it is really helpful for them. So, and the added value of this online learning teaching strategy is that sometimes a student can explain a concept or idea in the way that is more easily understood by other students, where the teacher explains. Yes, sometimes we can see this topic in our way, but students can explain it differently and easier for other students. Yes, so they can work like peer work group. Okay, thank you. Presentations, chat, video lessons, mind mapping. Okay, ESL games. Thank you. So now let's continue. And the other online teaching strategy which I want to share with you today is a reflection and communication through quality asynchronous discussion. So I think that we need to take into consideration feedback and reflection, because when children send you their works, their assignments, they are waiting for your answer. They are waiting for the results, and they need to know how well they did these tasks and what they need to improve, yes, in order to acquire deeper knowledge. So we need to promote contribution and reflection. And of course, we need to monitor participation and contact students individually, yes, if they are either not participating or are taking over conversations and not permitting contributions from other individuals. So now in online learning, we can just lose our children, yes, our students. So we need to pay our attention to each student. And if you can see that this student is doesn't actively take part at your lessons, yes, miss your lessons, or doesn't do any activity, so you need to contact him or her individually to work with parents as well as with their children, the students individually. So that is really important in nowadays online teaching activities. So, and we of course need to keep the relation with our students strong. Yes, as I have said before, so we can't see their faces. We can't talk to them. Yes, except lesson. Yeah. So what do we need to do? We need to keep these relationships with our students. What can we do? We can upload a daily welcome to class video, or even we can send them voice message. Yes, like, hello, my student, how are you doing? I miss you so much. Today we're going to deal with an interesting theme. Please join the class, join the online session. And when they hear your voice, when they feel your presence at the lesson, so, and it really helps. So we can record individual student feedback. Yes, we need to do it daily for each lesson. Contact them directly to see if you can help, yes, as I have said, and share our own experience. When we tell our students stories of our lives, yes, they listen to us very actively, and they want to and these stories, this experience, sharing this experience can help us to keep these relations very strong. So, and keep the tone personable. When you're typing messages to your students, don't forget about smiles, or don't forget about gifs, emojis, yes, which you can use. So students, they can feel that you are here and you are their teacher, and you are concerned about their knowledge, about their life. So we shouldn't forget about these key moments of relationships between student and a teacher while we are online. And of course, we shouldn't forget about ourselves. Yes, online teaching comes with its own challenges, and for teachers, it's really challenging. It is really hard, and it is easy to feel alienated from your students learning, or to end up answering emails around the clock. Yes, we can receive our messages from our children at night, yes, and 24/7. So, but we need to put some strategies in place to support our own well-being. Yes, this might be setting office hours for parent and student contact, scheduling a loved pastime for the end of the school day, or creating a comfortable working from home space. So, and sometimes it will feel like you just can't do enough, and it is really hard for us, for teachers as well, yeah? But we need to be strong, we need to be creative, we need to be hardworking in order to help our students at this period of time, because as I have mentioned before, online teaching is really new for us, yes, and some of us, many of us don't have experience at all in online teaching. So that's all for today, what I wanted to share with you. So, and tell me please, let's do some kind of reflection. What online teaching strategies do you find most effective for you, and you will take it into consideration, or use it in your teaching practice? Okay, you can switch your microphones and you can say.
Thank you, Xenia Sergeyevna. I think that we are going to try practicing some of your strategies at our lessons, and especially it's very good that you mentioned the relationship between teachers and parents. Now it's nowadays very vital. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear colleagues, for participating during this online plenary. I was really happy to share my ideas with you, and I think that some of these strategies will be very useful for you, and you can use it in your teaching practice while teaching online distance learning with your students. Thank you very much.